What's going on, people? So IGN was able to get access to FAHKUMRAM, and this here, you see the title, FAHKUMRAM Starter Guide and Early Look. Let's go ahead and see. Also, the Pac-Man stage is all coming out in a few days, so definitely can't wait to do that.
The
See
latest
how
entry
cheap
to
he
Tekken
is.
8's roster is the thunderstruck Muay Thai legend FAHKUMRAM, a returning character that made his debut as a DLC character in Tekken 7.
Stage looks
and
great.
he is what you see. A
So
very
much
lanky
going on.
fighter with great range, powerful strikes, and comparatively simple inputs and execution relative to the rest of the cast. But he's also got a couple of interesting mechanics
Oh, he
that
has an
Bandai
install.
Namco esports manager Alex
Of
Julio
course.
was kind enough to walk me through in this early preview of the character. So let's take a quick look at what's new with the character, go over his best moves, punishes, and take a look at some quick
Running
combos
three?
as well in
Reduce
this
hurt
Tekken
box?
Starter Guide for FAHKUMRAM.
Well, hitbox.
First off, just a few little interesting tidbits about the character. He is, once again, mocapped by professional Muay Thai fighter and kickboxer Nadaka Yoshinari, who also happens to be the martial arts master of longtime Tekken producer Michael Murray.
Yeah, I
was
saw
told
that. That's dope.
apparently they went into the mountains of Thailand to find a monk in a temple to draw FAHKUMRAM's tattoos. So obviously, authenticity
Yeah, he got
was
a
a
new
big point
tattoo
that
on
the
his back.
developers wanted to hit with this character. Gameplay-wise, before we go into his notable moves, let's quickly cover his Garuda Force buff, which is a buff gained by landing one of the following. His
Garuda
down forward
Force.
1-2, forward 1+2, the last hit of back 4-3-2,
Oh, wow.
his punch parry, or if you're in heat, you just have the buff automatically. When
Of
he
course.
has this buff, FAHKUMRAM gains a couple of new strings, including his old rage drive from Tekken 7.
Yeah, but it's not
He
a
can
full
also
launch.
do this when he fully charges either his tornado kick or his erupting knee. Basically, if they're blocked, he enters his Rama stance where it's time for the opponent to guess.
Rama
In
stance.
this stance, he can do an unsafe low, a safe mid string that jails, a +1 on block mid, a slow but interruptible unblockable,
Ah, they just pretty slow.
and a throw.
Wow, it does all that?
It's worth
40
mentioning
damage.
as well that while these charge attacks are sidesteppable, FAHKUMRAM can now feint and cancel them by holding forward or use a homing attack out of them and try to catch the sidestep by holding back. Now let's talk about his notable normals.
I wonder what
Starting
the
off with
frames
3
are
plus
on that.
4, a returning favorite. This is just a really chunky 18 frame mid that knocks down on regular hit and on counter hit stuns the opponent for a full combo. It tracks to the right and is safe on block at -9. Forward
They
3
made it
is
back
a new 21
-9.
frame advancing load that is +4 on hit, tracks to the right, and is -14 on block.
Wow.
From crouch down forward 2 is another low hitting move, this time with 19 frames of startup, that leaves him
Look
at
at that
+4
tracking.
on hit and is -14 on block. On counter hit, it knocks down and gives you a guaranteed forward 1+2 follow-up, which is a great way to get his Garuda
And
Force
the high
charge.
crushes, that's
Down
nice.
4 is a faster low at 14 frames that will transition into a throw if it hits as a counter.
Jeez.
That added power comes with risk though, as it is launch punishable at -15 on block. Back forward 4 is a returning 18 frame high kick that is core to FAHKUMRAM's kit. It causes a crumple even on normal hit, is +6 on block, and as an extra bonus, it also armor breaks, which means that you cannot power crush through it. It can be ducked of course and launch punished, but nevertheless this is a very scary move. Forward 4 is a 25 frame axe kick that is +3 on block and +14 on counter hit, which lets you get either a free back 1 or other 14 frame
They used to be his power
Worth
crush.
noting at this point that one of FAHKUMRAM's weaknesses is that his attacks are generally pretty slow on startup. For example, most characters have a 13 frame down forward 1 as a quick mid poke after the opponent blocks a plus on block move. FAHKUMRAM's down forward 1 though is 15 frames.
Oh, they slowed
just
it
keep that in
down.
mind when you're planning your pressure after this move is blocked.
Oh, okay.
Forward 3 is a pretty standard running attack that allows you to
I was
close the
worried
distance
about
and
the
keep
trailer.
advantage even if it's blocked. This one is +6 on block and on hit gives you a +15 knockdown. It's fairly linear though and can be sidestepped both ways.
Yeah, they
Down
nerfed
forward
it.
3 is another far-reaching
Used to
low.
be like
This one
+9.
has 20 frames of startup, is -1 on hit, and -13 on block, but it has a fake
Oh,
out
it's
by pressing
way
down
better.
forward 3-3, faking low and instead going mid.
Oh,
If
wow.
the second kick hits, it will knock down and guarantee a ground follow-up. And if it's blocked, it's +2.
Plus
the low hit
2?
can be sidestepped both ways, while the fake out tracks to the right. Back 3 is a returning move from Tekken 7, but this time it's also a heat engager. It's a 16 frame high roundhouse kick that is safe on block at -7 and also will wall stun. Up forward 2 is one of FAHKUMRAM's power crushes. This one is 18 frames, high, sidesteppable in both directions, but safe on block at -7. His other power crush, forward 3+4, on the other hand, is a mid, but is slower at 22 frames of startup.
Yo, that looks like Bruce is back too.
Block. Next is down forward
Bruce
1,
ain't coming
which is a
back.
move that we somewhat touched upon earlier.
Wow.
It's on the slower side as far as down forward 1s go at 15 frames, but it is only -3 on block, and also has two very notable follow-ups in down forward 1-2, which is -13 on block, but will grant a Garuda force charge if it hits, and down forward 1-4, which is a heat engager that is safe on block at -5.
Yeah, that's the move I was talking about.
Upon his heat engagers,
Launches
which are forward 1+2,
dash.
a 21 frame safe mid that can be sidestepped in both directions, the aforementioned back 3, up forward 3, which is a 14 frame punishing heat engager, and finally there's while standing 1-2, which is a 13 frame while standing punish. Speaking of punishes, let's go over everything FAHK has from 10 frame to 23 frame punishers. At 10 frames, FAHKUMRAM's options are 1-2 and 1-4. 1-4 is the better option in just about every situation. It does more damage and leaves you at +8 as opposed to +5. He doesn't have an 11 frame punish, but for 12 frames, he's got 2-1, 4-3, and 4-4. Of the three options, you're generally going to want to do 2-1 as it does the most damage and knocks down, and even at the wall,
it's just 2 now.
For 13 frame punishes, there's 3-1, which leaves you at +7 on hit, giving you some pretty good options to keep your pressure going. For 14 frames, he's got 3 options. Back 1, which knocks down and gives you a guaranteed follow-up with either
so much better than Tekken 7 at the end,
which again gives you a Garuda force charge. Up forward 3, which is a heat engager, and back 2-1, which does solid damage and knocks down, but doesn't give you a follow-up.
Oh yeah, it's not 4-4-2 anymore. That's a low now, right?
Also wall stun.
No, 4-4-3 is a low.
At 15 frames, your go-to will be down forward 2-3, which is his main launcher. Down forward 1-2 will give him a Garuda charge, and down forward 1-4 will be what you use if you want a heat engager. And if you block something that's super punishable, his 20 frame punisher is up forward 4, which is his hop kick. On the wall standing front, at 11 frames, he's got wall standing 4, which does 20 damage and leaves you at +5.
That's going to be the furthest reaching wall standing 4 ever.
There's wall standing 1-2, which is a heat engager and wall stuns. For 14 frames, you've got wall standing 2-4, which can also wall stun, or without a wall, knock down and guarantees a forward 1+2 follow-up. And finally, for 15 frames, there's wall standing 3, which is your traditional launch punisher from wall standing. Now,
so he doesn't
always,
leap in the air anymore for while
a
standing 3.
Showcase with some practical combos to get
okay, what the combo is looking like? Oh, there's a lot on the bottom of the screen. $71 with no heat, that is not bad. Yeah, I'm sure you can get a lot more than that. So up forward 4 is the big, like, straight kick tornado.
And that's FAHKUMRAM in Tekken 8.
That's good.
He's a hard-hitting character with great reach and some scary buttons, especially when he's got a Garuda charge. Thanks for watching, and another special thanks to Bandai Namco and Alex for taking the time to walk me through this character. For more Tekken 8, make sure to check out our other starter guides for other DLC characters like Eddie
So
Gordo,
let's go back
Lydia,
and see some things.
And for everything else, keep it here on IGN. 4 on hit and is my...
So I think it was there was a move that looked really concerning. It wasn't that one.
Wait to get his Garuda force charge. Down 4 is a faster low at 14 frames that will transition into a throw if it hits as a counter. That added power comes with risk though, as it is launch punishable at -15 on block. Back 4,
it looks like his range got slightly nerfed from Tekken 7 with
even on normal
some of these moves.
Is +6 on block, and as an extra bonus, it also armor breaks, which means that you cannot power
I think the jet kick
can be ducked, of course, and launch punished, but nevertheless,
looked like it got a small
forward 4 is a 25 frame
nerf on range. Let's see what happens here.
Forward 4 is a 25 frame, cannot power crush through it. It can be ducked, of course, and launch punished.
Like, how
but
much?
Nevertheless, this is a very scary
That is
move.
a lot of chip damage,
Forward
though.
forward is
Good
a
lord.
25-frame axe kick that is +3 on block and +14 on counter hit, which lets you get either a free back 1 or other 14-frame follow-up. It's worth noting at this point that one of FAHKUMRAM's weaknesses is that his attacks are generally pretty slow on startup. For example,
he's got...
most characters have a 13
That's not a
down
weakness,
forward one as a
though.
quick mid poke after the
Because he's got the 10-frame jabs. He's got the 13-frame kick. Yeah, 14-frame back 1. And 15 frames isn't that bad. Plus, he's got a punch parry that goes into the Rama stance. So
just keep that in mind when you're planning your pressure.
Yeah, he's going to be super good to go.
Forward 3 is a pretty standard running attack that allows you to close the distance. And
yeah,
keep
so
the
this
advantage.
right here is the move. Running 3, you see, it's +6. Tekken 7, it was like +9 or something. Could be like plus, I think up to +11 in Tekken 7 if you do it from like max, if my memory serves me correct. But yeah, that move has been heavily nerfed, normalized, I would say, because at first it had so much range, but it was somewhere at the beginning of this video. Let's just go back and
Powerful
see.
strikes and comparatively simple inputs and execution.
Because I saw him do
relative to
running
the
3,
cast. But he's also
and it
got a
didn't
couple
reach her.
interesting mechanics that Bandai Namco esports manager Alex Julio was kind enough to walk me through in this early preview of the character.
Yeah, I don't
let's
know
take a
where it
quick look at
was.
what's new with the character?
Right here,
go
yeah,
over his
right
best
there.
moves,
Yeah, you guys see
punishes,
that?
and
Let me just slow it down. There is no way in the world that was gonna miss in Tekken 7. No way. Yeah, look at one backdash and she was out of there. Yeah, that had way more range. Look at how close he was before he did the activation. Look, right here. No way this was gonna miss in Tekken 7. She backdashes one time. And he's unable to hit her. Yeah, this is good. So they gave him some range nerfs on some stuff. But I just fear that, you know, the Garuda force, when he pops heat, it's gonna be a problem, you know. Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking, guys. Like, he's looking real good in neutral anyways. Still got jet kick, still homing, still you know, plus on block. Now it crushes, power crushes. It's crazy. I don't know why any character has that, honestly. A move that can stop power crushes
and take a look at some quick combos
when they
as well
already
in this Tekken
lose.
Starter
Most
guide
power
for
crushes
FAHKUMRAM.
lose to let me cut this down just a little bit. Most power crushes lose to sidestep anyways. Then they all lose to lows and throws.
He is, once again,
And a lot of
backed by
characters can just do a
professional
simple
fighter
jab
kickboxer
and then block,
Takao Yoshinari,
and then it's
who
their
also
turn
happens to be
again.
the martial arts
I don't know
master
why
of
you need a
longtime Tekken
power
producer
crush
Michael Murray.
breaker.
I was told that
Yeah, that
apparently
is
they
crazy.
went into the mountains of Thailand to find a monk in a temple to draw FAHKUMRAM's tattoos.
But
So,
yeah, I'm
obviously,
liking the design
authenticity
and
was a
everything,
big
and
point that
obviously the
developers
Pac-Man
wanted to hit
stage.
with this character.
But this here,
Here's his
like,
Rama stance, where it's time
Rama
for the opponent
stance?
to guess. In this stance, he can do an unsafe
there
flow,
was something else I saw.
a safe mid-string that
Okay, let's
in
look
this
at the
stance,
Rama
he can do an
stance.
unsafe low,
Unsafe low, -13. Wow. -13.
a safe mid-string that jails,
And this -9 will push back.
+1 on block mid,
So let's look at this throw here.
a slow but interruptible unblockable,
Yeah, I saw a line
and
of
a
text
throw.
here. Look at this. Unbreakable. Enters Garuda force on hit. Restores heat. Wow. And it's, wait, it's homing. Yeah, it's homing. You see that?
It's worth mentioning as well.
So I wonder, does this like floor break or like floor blast? It has to, right? It just looks like it does. And 40 damage. That is crazy. And it's actually quite funny that you know, King is the character he's up against most of the time, and here he is throwing. Unbreakable throw.
It's worth mentioning as well
Homing.
that while these charged attacks are
Gives him heat,
sidesteppable,
enters Garuda
FAHKUMRAM
force.
can
That's
now
crazy,
feint
man.
and cancel them by holding forward or use a homing attack out of them and try to
Yeah,
catch
I keep
the
telling you
sidestep
guys,
by
King is
holding
not the
back.
only grappler.
Now let's talk about his
Man.
notable normals. Starting off with 3+4,
That is
a
crazy,
returning
guys.
favorite.
That is crazy.
This
This
is just
character's
a really
already
chunky
looking
18
insane.
frame
But
mid that
anyways,
knocks
let
down
me
a
know
regular
what you
hit,
guys
and
think
on counter hit,
about
stuns the
FAHKUMRAM with this
opponent
video.
for some
IGN did a
block,
great
places
job.
right,
That guy
and a safe on
Mitchell,
block at -9.
whoever that narrated this,
443
yeah,
is a
this was
U21
great.
frame
Great
against
work,
low
bro.
that is +4
But
on
yeah,
hit,
I think
tries to
FAHKUMRAM
right,
is
and is -14 on block. From
he's
crouch
gonna
down
be
forward
super
two is
strong,
another
like super
rotated
strong.
move, this time with 19 frames to start up.
Yeah,
It
look
leaves
at
you
all
at
these
+4 on
powerful
hit
lows that
and
he
is
has.
-14 on
Only
block.
a select
Counter
few
hit,
characters are
knocks
going to
down,
be
and
able
gives you a
to
guaranteed
launch
forward
him, like,
41
you know,
plus 2 follow-up,
Jin,
which is a
Raven,
great way to get his Garuda force charge.
Kazuya,
Down
you know,
four
the
is a
characters
massive
with the
low at
14
14
frame
frames that will transition
while
into a
standing
throw if it
launchers.
completes the counter.
Yeah, it's
That added power comes with risk, though,
crazy.
as it is launch
And I think
punishable at
FAHKUMRAM
-15 on
himself
block.
is going to be
Back
able
forward
to,
four
because
is a
it's let's go over
18 frame
to the
high kick
punishes
that is core
again.
to FAHKUMRAM's kit. It causes a crumple even on normal hit, is +6 on block.
Yeah, I
and
think
as an
his
extra
while
bonus, it
rising,
also frames he's got while standing 4,
yeah,
which does
while
20
rising
damage
2.
and leaves you at +5.
So he's going to be able to
13
punish
frames,
himself
there's
really
while standing
well.
1-2,
Wow,
which is
look
a
at that.
engager
Even
with
that,
wall
2
stuns.
heat
For
engagers.
14 frames, you've got while standing 2-4,
Wow.
which can also wall stun. Or
No, it's just
double
one.
wall,
It's just one.
knock
It's just
down, and
one.
guarantees
So
a
while
forward
standing
41
1-2
plus 2
into heat
follow-up.
dash,
And
or we can
finally,
do
for
that,
15 frames,
50
there's
damage.
while standing 3, which is your traditional launch punisher from while standing.
Yeah, that is really
Now,
good.
as always, let's put this all together for a little showcase.
So I
Some
just wonder,
practical combos to get you started with the character.
with the
Heat
while
engager and
standing
wall
1-2,
stuns, he's got while standing 4, which
if he
does
heat
20 damage
dashes
and
this,
leaves you
is
at
it going to be a
+5.
full
For
combo,
13
or is he
frames,
just going to
there's
get
while
like
standing 1-2, which is
a ground
heat
hit or
engager and wall
something?
stuns. For 14 frames, you've got while
We'll
standing
have to see.
2-4,
We'll have to
which
see.
can
Unless
also
there's
wall
some
stun
footage
or
that
without
you
a
guys
wall,
already know
knock
of
down
and
and
seen
guarantees a
already,
forward
because I know
41 plus
a
2
lot of
follow-up.
people are
And finally, for 15 frames,
posting
there's
stuff on
while
Twitter
standing
about
3,
this
which is your
character, and
traditional launch
a
punisher
lot of
from
people
while
are
standing.
dooming, and
Now, as always, let's put this
I
all
understand
together
it.
for a
I
little
understand it.
showcase
He
and
looks
some practical
he
combos
looks
to get you
busted.
started with the character.
But we have to see how strong the Rama and like Garuda force is. Because his combos look normal, you know, Tekken 8 damage. But these are probably just sample combos, so yeah, I'm not gonna write that off yet at all. But yeah, he looks strong, guys. He just looks really strong. I'll be playing with him in ranked mode when he comes out in a few days, so be on the lookout for that. Might give him some good drip, but we'll see, we'll see. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about FAHKUMRAM. He looks really strong.
And that's FAHKUMRAM
Really,
in
really
Tekken
strong.
8. He's a
So,
hard character with great reach and some scary buttons.
The wait for
especially
Armor
when he's
King
out of Garuda
begins.
charge. Thanks for watching.
The wait for
and
Armor
another
King
special
begins
thanks to
again.
Namco and
All right,
Alex for
guys.
taking the time to walk me
I'll
through
see you
this
at the next
character.
video.
For more Tekken 8, make sure to
Peace.
check out our other starter guides for other DLC characters.